Tonight, we're taking a look at the Secular Student Alliance.
And the city held its first Oktoberfest last night. We'll show you how it went. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision Nightly News for October 11, 2013. I'm Amanda Ford.
And I'm Judson Garner. Thanks for joining us this evening. Well, the square in downtown Troy last night was apparently party central. It was the site of Troy's first ever Oktoberfest, and Christina Cook was there, and she has the details.
In a collaborative effort between the university and the city of Troy, food, fun, and music surrounded the downtown streets of Troy for one night as many gathered for a good time.
Oktoberfest taking place right now. We have been playing, we have some food vendors out, we have the businesses downtown open extra late tonight so that people can come down and explore downtown and also listen to good music being played.
The university came to us and asked us to help more or less. They was trying to get the international students, but we end up just trying to get all the students to come down. So we have a huge crowd of international students plus other students down tonight, which we're grateful for.
With walking tours and tasty treats, Troy's Oktoberfest will be a great time for Troy University students and residents. Besides the economic approach to this year's Oktoberfest that allowed many businesses the opportunity to open their doors to new customers, this event also gave students the chance to experience the city of Troy.
Freshman students that come in, the new international students come in, they can get here and have a culture shock. So it really shows them what Troy has to offer, and it's really just a fun way to experience the town.
I own a beauty shop on Walnut Street, and the more people we can get, the more it benefits all the small shops here, because everybody just bypasses us straight to 231, you know.
Fly-by radio band performed through the event, and as some of the audience members explained, they were the big attraction of the evening.
Fly-by radio is really good. They're fun to listen to. They're playing a good mix of stuff like modern and like kind of more classic rock.
I've seen them before and I do like them. I enjoy them.
We're having a great time.
I hope this event grows. We make it larger each year, get more vendors involved, get more bands involved, maybe have more bands than just one playing, so we have different sets and so that it'll attract the different crowds wanting to come downtown.
Christina Cook, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And again, this was the first ever Oktoberfest. Right now, organizers are hoping that this will become an annual event.
Have you ever wanted your artwork featured in a gallery? Well, this month, the Malone Gallery of the Fine Arts is giving students the chance to have their work displayed. Haley Greathouse has the story.
Walking into a mostly empty gallery is a bit of a shock, but this month's Malone Gallery exhibit is a work in progress.
This show is called Mail To, which is it's an HTML code. So the Mail To show is basically all the work is generated through email. We did an open call for artists, poets, writers, any creative kinds of souls.
To have your artwork featured in this month's Malone Gallery, simply find one of the Malone envelopes scattered all across campus, pick up one in the Mail To forms, and send your image to the email provided.
You submit a JPEG, PDF, Word document, any type of image. That image would then be printed and then placed on the wall. And it generates, so every day there's a few more added, so it just continually grows.
The exhibit is all about images, but in the center of the room stands a piece of technology that is not typically considered art.
Well, the computer is really kind of the heartbeat of this. All the work is sent through, it's generated from the public. It's sent to the email. It's basically what generates the actual produced image. So it's the heartbeat of the show. So we actually placed it in the center with a light to show its prominence and importance.
Haley Greathouse, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The exhibit will be open and taking submissions until October 31st. Well, there are many types of organizations on campus dedicated to a pretty broad variety of interests.
And some of the more prominent organizations on campus focus on religious lifestyles. However, Connor McCreary reports on an organization that caters to students who view the world differently.
Troy's campus features an abundance of outlets for its religious students, but what does Troy have to offer to the more secular portion of its student body? Here in Bib Grades 219, the Troy University Secular Student Alliance gathers and offers students, both religious and non-religious, a space to safely discuss their views.
One of the projects that we have for this semester at least is to go out on the quad and have students identify what faith they are or lack thereof their faith. Next semester we have what's called Darwin Day, and we're going to go out on the quad and do Ask an Atheist and just kind of explain to the student body what secular students are, how they think, where they derive a lot of their morals from.
Two of TUSA's leaders explain why it's necessary to have such an organization on campus.
Short answer, because there's nowhere else to turn if you aren't religious, or even if you are religious and you want to have an open-minded conversation. And this is the group for that.
It's really important for Troy students especially, because we're in the South, to get involved, because we don't have something like this in Troy, and a lot of students in our student body don't really understand what a secular student is, so it's good to have more, not just secular students, but religious students, Christians, and all of them come and see what we're about and participate.
Connor McCreary, Troy TrojanVision News.
And anyone interested in getting involved in this organization, you can get information by visiting TUSA's page on Facebook.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Mobile, Governor Robert Bentley isn't the only public official in Alabama working without a salary. Mobile County Commissioner Jerry Carl announced yesterday he is giving up his salary for the second year to help his district. He says he's blessed to be able to maintain his lifestyle without the paycheck and wants the $108,000 to go toward the community.
In Asheville, an Alabama teenager has been indicted on a capital murder charge in the hanging death of his 9-year-old half-sister. The St. Clair County District Attorney says 15-year-old John Dillian Sailors is charged in the death of Caitlin Arnold of Ragland.
And in Gulf Shores, the city is hosting its 42nd annual National Shrimp Festival this weekend. The fair-like event continues through Sunday at the public beach in Gulf Shores. Tropical Storm Karen briefly delayed setup of the festival last weekend, but the storm didn't cause any other problems. Forecasters predict sunny weather this weekend for the event.
And still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, the football team is hitting the road, continuing conference play, and looking to carry over momentum from their victory against South Alabama. Danielle Percival will have that and more when she joins us coming up in sports. Now Danielle Percival joins us for a look at sports. So Danielle, the Trojans are on their way a couple hours east right now to Atlanta for some in-conference action.
Well, that's right, Judson. The football team is on the road against Georgia State, and it's very interesting to see how the schedule falls because each team in action this weekend is going to be taking on Georgia State, so maybe the Trojans can make it a clean sweep. We'll have to wait and see.
All right.
After a thrilling victory last weekend against South Alabama, the Trojan football team will be back in conference action this weekend on the road against one of the newest members of the Sun Belt. Saturday, the Trojan football team will be taking on Georgia State for the first time in the Panthers' inaugural Sun Belt Conference game. The Panthers are in a 2-year transition to the Football Bowl subdivision, but head coach Larry Blakeney isn't taking this team lightly.
You can call it whatever kind of game you want to call it, but it's a conference game on the road to me. And I hope that our players don't think it's anything but that.
Georgia State is winless this season and coming off playing the top-ranked team in the country, but the Trojans say they won't be looking past any opponent on the schedule.
Absolutely not, man. You know, I mean, maybe 5-6 years ago, but no, not today. After all the struggles that we've been through and what we've had to overcome, it's more about, you know, we got to go out and fight every single week, no matter who we're playing.
It'll be another conference game, so you know, we want to make sure that we come out with a win, especially being on the road.
I know they hadn't won a game, but you know, if you saw them on tape, you wouldn't think they were a winless team.
The game will be played in the Georgia Dome, and while most players haven't gotten that type of experience, Robinson is one of only a few players left on the roster that played in the New Orleans Bowl in 2010 in the Superdome, and says it's an experience like no other.
The last time we went down there, I was like, man, this is what it feels like, you know, playing on the big time stage, you know, even though it wasn't even packed, it just felt like, you know, playing in a venue like that is just amazing. So hopefully the same outcome will come this week, man. Playing in places like that was what really makes it fun for me.
The Trojans are winless on the road so far this year, and a victory on Saturday would help keep them in the conference title hunt.
Thanks for the home field advantage, I guess, right? So it's going to be huge if we're going to go down there and play a good football game and get this win.
We got to be able to transition this week, take that same mentality we had this week in Troy to Atlanta.
You know, we haven't got a road win yet this season, so this could be a big one for us.
Off at the Georgia Dome will be at 2:30 Central Time tomorrow, and the game will air on CSS. The soccer team was on the road this afternoon taking on the top team in the conference, Western Kentucky. It was a close contest and it came down to the final minutes, but the Trojans fell 1-0 to the Hilltoppers. Western was able to net a goal in the 87th minute of the contest. That puts the Trojans back at 500 in the conference, heading into their other contest this weekend. And you guessed it, the team that they'll be in action against on Sunday is Georgia State, as they will wrap up their 3-game road trip at Georgia State with first kick at 1 o'clock. And this weekend, the volleyball team will get the chance to face the Panthers as well, but the volleyball team gets home court advantage. They will be the first team with a chance at Georgia State this weekend as they play host to the Panthers tonight at 7 in Trojan Arena. Georgia State enters the match on a 7-match losing streak and is winless in the conference so far. Though head coach Sonny Kirkpatrick knows his team will need to be at their best, he says there are plenty of advantages to playing at home.
It's always great to play at home. You know everything about the arena. You know the fans that are going to be there. You know the band will be there. And family gets to come in to watch you play. So that's always a plus. Not saying that we don't have family when we're on the road. But we love our arena. It lets us develop a routine. And we try to stick to that as much as possible.
On Sunday, the Trojans will again be in action in Trojan Arena, this time against Louisiana Monroe. That match will begin at noon. Also on campus this weekend is the cross-country team for their second and final regular season meet on the home course, the Coach O Invitational. It will be a different course than the team raced for the Trojan Invitational to start the year, but it will be the same course they will race for the conference championships. The Sunbelt Cross-Country Championships are just a few weeks away and will be on campus at Troy. And head coach Jeff Jenkins says racing the course before the conference championships should give his team an edge over the competition. And Judson, Amanda, it's going to be interesting to see how that all works out. The cross-country team will actually be in action tomorrow morning. It will be the women's race at 10:30. The men will follow at 11. So best of luck to all the teams. Of course, football on the road. Hopefully the Trojans can make it a clean sweep against the Panthers this weekend.
I know we have football, soccer, volleyball. You know, hopefully the Trojans just dominate in Atlanta because, I mean, that's a lot of teams on the road.
It is. I mean, the soccer team has done well in conference so far. Unable to get that victory today, but hopefully maybe they can turn things around on Sunday.
Yeah, that would be great.
Exactly.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Danielle.
Thank you so much.
And